morning, fitness, nutrition, and mindset enthusiasts. This is Mark Boney with Supercharger Wellness, coming to you on a beautiful, what seems like spring day outside. It's beautiful outside. I just went for a walk, grabbed myself a coffee. Cheers, everyone. So I just want to give you a quick update before I get into the video on the condition that I'm starting to get into. So that's all new. That wasn't there before. So that's just an idea. 9.5 weeks still of dieting, cardio, and everything else to get into that crazy conditioning that I'm looking to bring to this show. And that's pretty exciting. It's good to know when you see changes, you know you're doing the right things. So today, I wanted to talk to you guys about inspiration and more so where I derive mine from. Different things inspire different people. You know, artists are inspired by other artists. Musicians are inspired by other musicians. My inspiration came from growing up in the 80s, man. Like, if you know anything about 80s action movies or the 80s cartoons that were around at that time, 80s and 90s, we're talking like the icon actors in Hollywood were Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then later on there were guys like Wesley Snipes and some really seriously jacked dudes like coming up and playing these awesome hero characters or anti-heroes or what have you. And that's where I got my original inspiration from. You know, I remember being very young and being at my friend Brandon's house and his dad Ron Herring. Shout out to Ron Herring. Coach Ron was our coach growing up for hockey, lacrosse, and those were the two sports I mainly played. But he was national level Canadian lacrosse player, field lacrosse, played for Canada, and he was a pretty intense guy as far as what he put us through with our practices and stuff. That's probably where I got my work ethic from, was from Coach Ron making us skate wind sprints and do push-ups. And he was strict, man, and you didn't want to mess with him because he was a big guy. He was like 6'2", and you know he could throw himself around pretty good. And amazing guy. So I remember being at his house, and he was talking about bodybuilding. I think it was very young again, and he mentioned or something about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I had never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger before. And then we put a movie on. I think it might have been Terminator or something along those lines, maybe Predator. And the first time that I actually seen someone that looked like that, and it was just Arnold walking out all in the movie, all jacked, and you're just like, man, I want to look like that. And then growing up, He-Man, Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren, which is an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, it's actually awesome. It has a wicked score. Super 80s. And Dolph Lundgren was just jacked and ripped. And then there's Rocky. And there's all these 80s action guys. So that's originally where it came from. And then it kind of just went to the wayside. I was always skinny growing up. And I didn't even really understand what bodybuilding was. I just knew that I wanted to look like that. And then through my teenage years, in high school, gym class and stuff like that, we had one unit, I think it was maybe in grade 10, that was weight training. And then we had the gym upstairs, and we got to go and mess around with the weights. And I just remember squatting, and I could barely squat anything at that time, but I just remember like loving the feeling of getting under the weight and just pushing yourself and squatting. I just kept doing set after set after set after set with whatever weight it was. And I remember the gym teacher, Mr. Lenny, asking me, he's like, what's with you in weight training? Why do you enjoy weight training so much? And I didn't have an answer for him. I didn't know. Because that was like the first time I'd ever felt the pump, I guess you could say. And then again, to the wayside. I never started it. I never kept it up. But there was guys in high school that were like pretty big. Like a guy by the name of Tom Dion was a big guy back in high school. He was a year older than me, and he was jacked. And you know, I just knew I wanted to look like that. And I was like, what are these guys doing? Like, I want to learn. And then when I was 17, my friend Brett, he asked me if I wanted to join a gym with him. And I said, shit, yeah, let's do it. And we joined Fulton's Fitness in downtown St. Catharines, and the rest is history. So from that point on, when I finally started going to the gym on a daily basis, I really got into it. I really got mentally obsessed with the idea of bodybuilding, and from there it was just an evolution of, you know, learning, applying my knowledge, and continuing on the path, and it's brought me to the point where I'm at today. And it's been, you know, about 17 years, and I am not genetically blessed when it comes to this sport. I have had to earn everything that I have on my frame, because I was, like I remember 125 pounds or 130 pounds when I started training at 17, and I was 205 or 202 this morning, but that's I've already lost a good 10 to 12 pounds since just 2 weeks ago from this prep. So I'm down, yeah, good 10, 12 pounds now. And obviously you can tell from the beginning of the video that the lines are starting to come in, and the body fat's starting to burn up. And that's pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, you know, inspiration, I came to my mind as I was talking to a friend last night, and she mentioned how she was inspired by what I was doing, and that I was being real, and that it really helped her, you know, put things in perspective for herself. And I love hearing that stuff from people, and you don't even know that you're affecting people. Like, the hope is that you are, or that I am. The hope is that I am trying to get things out there for people, and maybe allow them to benefit from my experience. They don't have to learn things the hard way like I learned them. But you know, it's good to know once in a while that the intention is being met with, you know, actual change and actually helping someone. So she asked me, you know, like, what inspires you, like, when you're dieting and training 3 hours a day? And like, the last few days have been really low energy days for me. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of like mental stamina, or like I just kind of feel blah. So today the sun was shining and I decided to get up and go. So, you know, it just remembering where I'm headed, why I'm doing the things that I'm doing right now, and what it's gonna get me when I get to the finish line, you know, like the end result. And, you know, I really enjoy the process as well. But like on those days where you don't want to get up and you don't want to get moving and you don't want to eat those meals and everything, it just comes down to it doesn't matter what I want to do, it's what I have to do. And, you know, implementing the dedication when those downtimes are present, when that motivation is lacking, really just doing it anyways and sticking to the plan. And sometimes I have to almost, force myself to do things that I don't want to do, that are uncomfortable, in order to achieve what I'm trying to achieve, because it's not always easy. It doesn't always flow. Your mind's not always into it. There's other things going on, and I have to focus, and I have to remember why I'm doing this, and remember my intention behind it. So that being said, thank you, Lisa, and thank you everyone who have influenced my journey and keep me inspired. Some big things are going to be coming my way. I have a really good feeling about the future, and I'm excited for some of the ideas that I want to start translating for you guys on video too. There's going to be some new things coming out. So that being said, have a great day. Let's get supercharged.